Welcome back to Eros Estates. Today, we step across centuries into the heart of Old Town San Diego.
In this episode, we uncovered the story of Casa de Estudillo, a house built in 1827 that has survived earthquakes, wars, and even ghost stories.
This isn't just history. It's a mirror showing how heritage shapes real estate value and how culture becomes capital.
Section number 1, the Estudillo family, 1827 and origins. The Estudillos were one of the California's most influential families. Jose Antonio Estudillo, born in Monterrey in 1805, served as alcalde, the equivalent of mayor of San Diego during the Mexican rule.
In 1827, he built this adobe home for his wife, Maria Victoria Dominguez, using local materials, clay, straw, and handmade bricks baked under the sun.
The house quickly became a political and social hub. During the 1830s and 40s, it hosted fiestas, weddings, and meetings where the future of Alta California was debated.
When the U.S. claimed California after the Mexican-American War, the Estudillos remained respected citizens. Their home became a symbol of resilience between two nations.
It was here that cultures blended Spanish, Mexican, and American, shaping what we now call the Californian identity.
Real estate lesson number 1. Properties tied to heritage don't lose relevance with time. They gain emotional value.
Section 2, Architecture of Adobe and Colonial Design. The Casa de Estudillo is a masterpiece of Mexican colonial adobe architecture. Built in a U shape around the central courtyard, its thick walls kept interiors cool even under the San Diego sun.
Each wall is about 2 feet thick. The mixture of adobe and lime plaster acts as natural insulation, a form of sustainable design centuries ahead of its time.
The roof used hand-hewn wooden beams and clay tiles. The entire structure breathes, expanding and contracting with the weather rather than fighting it.
Historic preservation reports show that over 70% of the original adobe core still survives today, nearly 200 years later.
It's more than architecture, it's a philosophy. Build with the land, not against it.
And that's lesson number 2. Durability is not about concrete. It's about harmony with environment and culture. So far, we've seen how one family, one material, and one vision build a cornerstone of California's identity.
Following, we'll explore its role as a political meeting place, the legends that haunt it, and why Old Town remains a blueprint for cultural preservation.
Section 3. A political and social powerhouse. Imagine walking into a house where fiestas, political decisions, and even military negotiations all happen under the same roof. That was the Casa de Estudillo.
This home wasn't just a residence, it was a headquarters. During Mexican California, the Estudillos were part of California elite. Their voice mattered.
Jose Antonio Estudillo served as alcalde of San Diego. His home became an informal government office, courthouse, and embassy.
Important land grants were discussed here. Remember, under Mexican law, land was granted through ranchos, and the Estudillos influenced how territories were divided.
And after the Mexican-American War from 1846 through 1848, this house witnessed the transition from Mexican to U.S. rule. Instead of being seized, it was respected.
That shows the Estudillos' political power. few Californians kept both status and property after the war they did.
Economically, the house attracted traders, soldiers, and travelers. It boosted local commerce, making Old Town the center of early San Diego.
And here's the hidden real estate lesson. The most valuable properties are not next to power. They are power.
That's right. The Casa wasn't just a home. It was the brain and heart of early San Diego.
Section 4. Ghosts, Whispers, and the Lady in White. Some walls hold memories, but these walls still speak.
For nearly 200 years, visitors have reported paranormal activity inside the Casa de Estudillos.
One of the most famous legends is the Lady in White, a woman seen walking silently through the corridors of standing in the courtyard at night.
Some say she was a bride who died before her wedding. Others believe she guards the house protecting it.
Dozens and workers have reported cold spots in rooms with no windows, sudden breezes, footsteps on empty floors.
That's so scary! And visitors say they've heard soft singing in Spanish as if someone from the 1800s never left.
There's also the crying room. Guests feel sadness for no reason. Historians think it was once used for mourning.
Whether you believe it or not, these stories keep the house alive in popular culture. And guess what?
Paranormal tourism is a real business model. Other locations boost foot traffic, hotel stays, and media attention.
Heritage plus mystery equals economic gold.
Maybe the house is haunted by spirits, or maybe it's haunted by its history.
Section 5, Old Town, California's first historic district. Before downtown, before Balboa Park, there was Old Town.
Old Town San Diego is officially recognized as the birthplace of California's first city.
In 1968, the state of California designated it a historic park, preserving over 20 historic buildings, including Casa de Estudillo.
This sparked one of the earliest urban preservation movements in the US, long before historic districts became trendy.
Today, Old Town attracts over 6 million visitors per year, making it one of California's top heritage tourism sites.
It generates millions in tax revenue, supports local businesses, and protects cultural identity.
And here's the legal key. Zoning laws here limit demolition, control building height, and protect architecture style.
That's why Old Town still feels like the 1800s, because development is guided by preservation, not replacement.
Compare that to places where history was bulldozed for parking lots.
In real estate, authenticity is a competitive advantage.
Old Town isn't just preserved, it's profitable. Section number 6, San Diego versus Tijuana, preservation versus demolition. San Diego and Tijuana were born from the same land, but made very different decisions about their history.
In San Diego, the Casa de Estudillo was abandoned, but instead of demolishing it, the city restored it in 1908, then preserved it again in 1910, and finally protected under the state park system in 1968.
That's right. That one decision created Old Town a heritage district that now attracts over 6 million visitors every year. Hotels, restaurants, museums, guided tours, all built around preserved history.
Meanwhile, in Tijuana, we had treasures just as important. The Casino Agua Caliente, the original tower, the Toreo de Tijuana, Art Deco facades in downtown.
But many of them were demolished. Sometimes for development, sometimes for politics, sometimes just because there were no preservation laws.
When San Diego saw history, it saw opportunity. When Tijuana saw history, too often it saw old or in the way.
And the result? San Diego? Heritage, tourism, cultural capital, international prestige, Tijuana, economic growth, yes, but a fragile city identity struggling to hold onto its story.
This is not criticism, it's a wake up call because Tijuana is still young enough to choose preservation now.
The cities are mirrors. One protected its past and monetized it. The other lost pieces of its soul, but it's not too late.
Section 7, why heritage equals long-term real estate value. Investors always ask, what creates long-term value? Location? Demand? Economy? Yes, but there's one more.
Legacy. Places with identity appreciate differently. They attract tourism, premium rents, stronger community support, and government incentives.
In Old Town San Diego, property values remain high despite building restrictions. Why? Because people pay to be part of a story.
In the Gaslamp Quarter, developers didn't demolish, they restored Victorian buildings. Today, it's one of the most profitable entertainment districts in California.
Preservation isn't the enemy of development, it's a multiplier. Renovating brands, tax credits, cultural zoning, heritage branding.
And let's talk psychology. Buyers feel safer investing in places with roots. It signals stability, pride, and long-term demand.
Look at Boulevard Agua Caliente. Even after losing icons, the land remains premium image if the original landmark were still there. The cultural capital would be priceless.
For developers, the future isn't just modern, it's meaningful.
When history stands, value compounds.
The Casa de Estudillo is almost 200 years old. It has survived empires, earthquakes, war, and still stands with dignity.
It reminds us that real estate isn't just about land, it's about people, memories, identity, the soul of a place.
San Diego proved that preserving heritage builds wealth across generations. Tijuana is writing its next chapter right now.
And we, as agents, investors, and visionaries, get to decide. Do we build fast and forget? Or build smart and belong?
If you want more than just a property, if you want to invest in meaning, in legacy,
then let's talk. At Eris Estates, we don't just sell real estate. We tell its story, protect its value, and help you own a piece of history.
whether you're buying, developing, or just dreaming, we're here to guide you.
Because the best investments outlive us, and every property has a story. Let's write yours. This is Eros Estate. See you next time.